Black in China, Season 2, sponsored by Hayden T. Joseph, Certified Public Accountant. Visit us at advancedamericantax.com.
你们现在就在看黑人在中国。
黑人在中国。
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 My name is Adrian. I'm from the USA, Virginia specifically. I'm here as a musician and as a teacher. I teach drums, English, and I play music at night. I play in a couple bands. I have my own band. It's called Dragon Turtle. Hopefully you'll see some of that stuff later.
I'm Akia Knowles. I'm originally from the Bahamas, and I'm here in China as an entertainer, performer. I sing, play the piano, and meet people. So that's what I do here in China.
My name's Runako Stevenson. I am of Caribbean heritage, Jamaican and Grenadian kayak, and I was born in England. I am studying in China. I'm doing language at the moment. I'll be doing my master's next year. And I also work at a TV station, a Chinese African TV station.
Ryan Sims, 25 years old, from Detroit, Michigan, USA. DJ Reaper, independent filmmaker.
Okay, my name is Isaiah Poland.
My name is Siana. I should probably start with that. Siana. We'll leave it there.
My name's Skinny OG. I'm an MC, rapper and songwriter, Shanghai.
You know, I was a teacher for in my country. I taught music in the high schools, and then I was always into singing. I was always into performing, but then an opportunity birthed forth, and I took it, and now the rest is kind of history.
Find that opportunities kind of find you. I wasn't really looking to work. I already teach, and I'm also studying as well. So yeah, I wasn't really looking, but one of my friends suggested that I go for the position, and I just went along, and yeah, they just said come back, so I haven't stopped going. Pretty much. It's for like English speaking countries: South Africa, Tanzania, DRC, and one other country which I can't remember right now. That's what like my channel is directed towards.
When I was in college, I worked for admissions in the admissions office. So that's what I was trying to do, look for jobs in admissions, you know, scholarship, retention, you know, stuff like that. And I was looking on this program we had called WorkNet. It like helps you find jobs for after school or whatever. And I had the filter on, and I'm looking at only admission stuff, only university kind of stuff. And it kind of came up on my screen, you know, work in China. And to be honest, I thought it was a joke, but I applied to it, and they got back in touch with me in like 5 days. And they gave me the contract, and kind of like not the final contract, but sort of like a full contract, you know? And I gave it to my parents, made sure it wasn't sketchy, and my mother was like, yeah, man, go.
It's a big world out there, and I always wanted to see a lot of different parts of it. I hadn't been to Asia yet.
I'm really the risk taker, and I'm the adventurer. I'm not afraid to go out of my comfort zone. Well, let me not say that. I'm not afraid to explore, but I still need my comfort zone, if you know what I mean. So it's not that I didn't think this wouldn't happen. I just didn't, you know, because we're so trained to think, you know, this is what you're supposed to do, and you're trained a certain way. But when the opportunity came, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta do that.
Well, actually, before I came to Shanghai, I was living in Zhejiang province. I lived down there for 13 months, and then I came to Shanghai after that. So basically just wanted to continue my life in China, you know. After that 13 months, I just decided I wasn't finished living here. I was ready to just go somewhere else, figure out what else was new.
Before I ever got to Shanghai, before I ever came to China, they've been rocking for a few years. They were going by a different name, but that organization wasn't as successful. And due to a lot of internal beefs and stuff, you know, bands are notorious for breaking up. So that band broke up, and amidst that, some of them people went ahead and decided to keep it going. And as they did that, they took the name The Foundation. But what it was at that point was musicians and a lot of young cats who wanted to be rappers, who want to be rappers. So, or who want to be MCs, who are learning how to MC. So when I came in, I started showing them a few things, and I started getting the MCs to understand what it takes to rock a live show, rather than just doing a cypher.
I learned to play guitar since I've been here, since the last time we had our interview, a year and a half. I now get paid to play and sing, you know, play guitar and sing. I do that twice a week now, on Mondays and Wednesdays. I also still play in other bands twice a week. It's my reminder to text my mother, because the time's different, 8:11. It's time to text my mom, tell her, have a good morning. I mean, I still play in like 6 bands. Dragon Turtle's my band, you know, it's original music, so I like, if anybody asks me like, what band do you play in, like that's the one I say. But I still play in like a few cover bands, and like I play for my friend, I play in Space Folk, another original band. I play in this band called Mojo. I play in this band called R&B, it's a cover band, me and 2 other guys, and we play a lot of music. So, yep, still playing all the time, still get a lot of work as a musician, specifically because I'm foreign. And it separates me from other musicians, specifically being black, African American, with the locks, with the dreadlocks. I feel like that helps me get jobs. Sometimes it deters me from getting jobs, which is, to be honest, it's just real. It happens, you know, everywhere. However, it does not frustrate me anymore. I see those as like, that's not a job I wanted anyway, you know? But sometimes like people will be like, yeah, can you put together a band with 4 black people? I'm like, do you want me because I'm good, or do you just want me because I'm black? You know, and it's a big difference. It's a really big difference. And sometimes I go through an internal struggle, you know, as a musician, because like sometimes they just want me around because I'm black, or they don't care how good I am, or you know, or I feel like I put on a good show, but it doesn't matter to anybody. I'm just a spectacle. So, I mean, that hasn't changed much, but it's changing because I have choices now. I can say, no, I don't want that gig because there's plenty of other jobs coming, you know, or I have other jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I do perform here. I go out and I gig, and I get gigs. And I play in different cities in China. I've done TV shows here, and it's good. Like I said, the opportunities, they seem endless. You know, they seem endless because there's always a market for things. Well, it seems there's always a market for things that I'm doing. And it's good, but I really enjoy playing. People tend to respect it, and you know, the flute here is quite important also. You know, they have their own flute. Of course, everyone knows. And the TV show I actually did, I had to learn to play, you know, their Chinese flute and play like Chinese music, like in a certain amount of time. It was really good. I got a chance to meet a lot of people. But the music has been another great, I guess, segue into my other things that I'm doing here. You know, everybody loves a musician. And so it allows me to be able to get into certain social spaces as an entertainer. And then they say, oh, okay, you're not only an entertainer, you know, you can do this, or you can do that, or you can, you know, we can do this together, or we can throw this event. And it also, you know, increases, I guess, my range of networking. So it's been a great skill to have, and you know, it's one of my passions. So I'm just happy to be able to give people something that makes me happy.
It's not easy, man, like I said, just because it's still sort of like a niche thing. It's almost like an underground thing. Like if I had to compare it to anything, hip-hop in China is like hip-hop in the States, maybe in like 1981, 1982. So we still got some stuff coming out. We got some Curtis Blow. This is like the beginning of Def Jam, like 84, 85, but it's not quite there yet. So you got some pockets of people that, you know, Chinese people love breakdancing. So there's a lot of dancers. There's a lot of synchronized dancing too, like an Usher video or something like that. They love stuff like that. Or just the style of scratching, like turntablism. They really like how it sounds. But as far as like hip hop music or history or, you know, dancing to it in a party or something, they're still kind of unsure. You know, it's pockets of it. Like the break dancers, the b-boys, they'll show up at the club with their matching jumpsuits on and bucket hats and stuff. And then you got like DJ crews out here, and if you're not in the crew, they kind of like, who are you? You're not in the crew. And then, but then there's also like, you know, skateboarders, and there's like goth kids, and there's like punk kids. So it's still kind of like a group. It's not like an entire thing like it is in other places, you know.
In October, I started working at this station called Shedai. It's a Chinese-owned company, but they broadcast in like 20 African countries. And it's mostly, they have different channels. So they have a Swahili channel, they have a Chinese channel. I work for the Chinese channel. So it's kind of like broadcasting shows. They have like a section called Colorful China. So it's about kind of, I guess you could say promoting Chinese culture, to be honest. But it's less on the promotion side, it's more just sharing, so TV shows, that kind of thing. So I just introduce shows and kind of talk to viewers and stuff.
What do you mean, like black people bringing the culture to them? The authenticity is us doing it with them. It's like they appreciate that, you know. It's like going down to the court when you were a kid and well, in New York, right? Some Knicks would come to the playground and like play with y'all. It's like, oh shit, cool, you know. So they appreciate that, and I like that. It's not everybody who knows what real hip hop is and really understands anything much more to the music than what the beat they're hearing or something. But some of them do, and at the end of the day, I'm a hip hop head, and I kind of tailor my shit towards a little towards those who, you know what I'm saying, might have a more sensitive ear to really hear when some shit is like real hip hop rather than just. Those who want the real hip hop, real good shit, they fuck with me. I think at the end of the day, that's what really warms my heart. The fact that I got fans who really like, you're like, yo, I heard these niggas and I heard you. Yeah, you the truth. Like when the fans react like that and come out to the shows every week and tell other people and, you know, that's when you know you're really doing something.
I perform pop and Chinese songs right now. What do I like to perform is, I don't mind performing pop. I'd rather perform soul, funk, jazz, R&B, blues. But I don't mind performing pop if it's very impromptu and unpracticed. I like to get up on the stage and perform songs for the first time, or even for the second time, or however many times, but different every time, like a different arrangement. I like to perform with different instrumentalists because I get different styles of music every time and different ways to sing the same song. And I love the improvisation and creativity that goes along with that. But I really love to sing acoustically. I love it.
What I love about my job is that I'm able to do whatever I want. I have free reign. But I find that, you know, people are more attracted to what they know. For me, it's a comfort thing also. I develop a relationship where I'm allowed to be they trust me. They consider me a professional and they trust my judgment. Because I do know, like for other performers and singers, they're given a repertoire. They're given, this is what you have to do. But for me, I'm given a lot of freedom in that regard. But like I said, they trust me. I developed a relationship where they trust what I will do. And since they trust me, well, I push it a little bit, but you know, not too much.
There wasn't many live music places here when I first got here at all. There were maybe 3 or 4 bars that I frequented per week with my guys at the time, R&B. Actually, it was a different name, but it's changed a lot, and I'm thankful for it. Now, more places actually aren't catering to foreigners, but Chinese locals. So I find that really interesting, but it's also good because there are Chinese performers that are really great, and foreigners are more expensive. So if you're American, there's a base pay that you're required to be paid as a performer per hour, per half an hour, per 3 hours. And some of these bars can't afford that yet if they're not like big. But live music has been great. I mean, even this year, I remember with my newest band, I remember some afternoons, once I quit my teaching job, some afternoons going and telling places, you need live music, you need us. And we got the job. It was great. Even if it was just one night out of the week, we needed anything at that point because I wasn't working, the guys weren't working. But you see more of that happening now and more opportunities for musicians. And man, that is beautiful. Because there are great artists that are in this city, but they're dormant. It's like they're latent in this city, and because a lot of China does not believe in the arts. If you are, and I'm willing to be corrected, but from what I understand, if you're a kid, or if you're like 15, 16, and your parents ask you, what do you want to do when you grow up, you get older? I want to be an artist. I want to paint. I want to draw. I want to be a cartoonist. They're like, I think you should be an engineer. I think you should be a doctor or a lawyer. You know, you should work towards something more substantial that can support your family, especially if you're a man. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. So the arts aren't so celebrated. Parents don't really look up to that choice. They don't really respect it or support it. And actually a lot of artists that are here have gone completely, not lost their wits, but they're more of the rebels of the society because they had to be. You're either or. You're either an artist or you're an engineer. You're either left brain or your right brain, or your left brain operating right brain. So some people here are artists at heart, but they've had to be engineers to satisfy their family, understandably. But I'm hoping to see more of those artists come out and just be themselves at their full potential, being all of themselves, instead of just being who others want them to be, which is what I've finally been able to break free of. After 3 years, finally. But I don't expect to be around that much longer. I think as far as music, I don't want to be out in the open where everybody can see me. It's nice. It's nice to be known, but I don't know if I want the world. My aim is not to be famous. It's just to share what I have and the gift that I have with the world. So it's nice, but I just want to see more people living in their passions and their love. Oh, that sounds like the hippie, like kumbaya way of talking, but that really is where my heart is. I support other artists. Now, the artists that you see not supporting other artists are the ones who want to be famous. Period. And I've learned that recently. Those are the ones that want to be known, so they don't want to support anyone else because it's not them.
I've been in a few magazines, like as far as part of bands and everything, and people have wrote. I've been like a couple blogs about just my experiences in China. So, I mean, sponsorships, man. I got drum sponsorships. Like, I know drummers in America that are 3 times better than me, you know, and work and been playing drums 3 times longer than me. But I ain't never seen no drum sponsorship. Ain't no company came knocking on their door. But I mean, just here. Like, just being here where they make everything. Shenzhen is like one of the capitals of the world as far as like production. And that's how I got hooked up with Musa. And you know, being like a part of their company. And same thing with Funk Drums. Like they sponsor me a drum set. Same thing, the drum set I'm playing on tonight was sponsored to me by a bar that I used to work for. They gave it to me. So much musical equipment. I mean, at my house, man, we call it the dojo, my crib, but I mean, there's at least 18 to 20 different instruments, and a lot of them people just gave to us. The guitar that I gig with. When I wanted to learn guitar, I went to this music store, me and my partner Ru, who was running Shenzhen Local Music at the time. We went to the store and we was like, yeah, we're gonna use this guitar at open mic. A lot of people gonna play on it, a lot of people gonna use it, and you should give it to us. And they gave it to us, you know? And I mean, you can walk in a lot of music stores you know, as, you know, someone with, you know, I play 3 to 4 nights a week now. Every weekend, every Saturday night I'm playing somewhere. And because of that, people, you know, find me interesting and they want to give me stuff. They want to sponsor stuff for me. Tonight, for example, we're giving away free skateboards. My friend Luke, I bought a skateboard from her, and he heard about the event. He was like, all right, I want to come and give away some skateboards. So he's sponsoring some skateboards. Right. He's sponsoring some skateboards. This other company, Monsters World, their clothing line. My friend's friend owns the clothing line, and she posted some pictures with her wearing the clothes, and I was like, well, if you need some cool black people wearing those clothes, to call me and let me know. Next thing you know, she's like, send me your address. In my mailbox is like a couple of shirts. I'm giving away some iPhone 6 covers that they gave me tonight. So, I mean, it's just epic, man. It's just really a great opportunity as far as like sponsorship and branding. As a businessman, like most of my attention goes into like, how can I better the music scene? Here, like we own our own rig, our own equipment rig. Like all the equipment here is ours. Like we didn't have to go out and rent it from anybody, you know. And I feel like we've transitioned from like being, oh, we need to rent this stuff, use this stuff from other people, to like we own this stuff now. And like we have our own drum set, we have our own equipment, we have our own amps, and we can put on our own shows anywhere we want without having to go through somebody else. You know, specifically someone Chinese that's going to like maybe raise the price on us because we're foreign. Which goes back to what I was saying earlier, which is why it happens, and we're not the only guys doing that. Like our musical, like live music scene, as far as like live bands, you know, has a rig. And then my friend Bernard, who has like a group of DJs scene, he has a rig. And then my friend Canna and The Real Deal, they have generators and they have their own rig. And then my friend Nimbus, Jared, he makes everything. He works for the company that makes all the amps, that makes all the speakers. So we get a connection on that stuff. And anytime anything breaks, he can fix it. So we really built a community of people that are like wanting to push music, whether it be techno and house, whether it be hip hop, or whether it be like in a club or a bar, or it be like at a beach, or it be like a festival. It's a community of people that come together that make this happen.
I present, so I'm the person who says, how have you been this week? This week on our program we have such and such coming up, really. So I kind of just explain like what's coming up, what's been going on, what's new. We recently had like a change in like our layout and logo, so I just kind of explain to them what's been changed and whatnot.
My originals, there are some originals that I don't feel is really appropriate for the lounge feel, because it's more of a European feel, mainstream type of thing. And you know, I do add a little pop and stuff in my repertoire now, but I think, you know, a little techno or it's a bit much. I won't say my music is techno, it's really not, but you know, it has like a nice like European feel, if you know. I had my producer come in and we spent a month, you know, we recorded an album for the hotel. I have an album for the hotel. We recorded my album. We did a theme song for the hotel. So we did a lot of stuff. But yeah, so the hotel album we did, my producer came and we recorded the album. And so the hotel has an album. It's even available on all of the music websites like Spotify and iTunes, and yeah, it's kind of cool. We're doing an official launch of the album for the Chinese New Year next year. And what else we're doing? We're about to shoot a music video for one of the songs on the album. So I really have a, you know, I have nothing to complain about. I wrote every song on the album, and the Duke's theme song. I wrote all of the songs on the album, and what I did was the producer and I worked hand in hand, and this is what we produced. So the hotel just basically marketed and paid for it.